drive. Sweat on my brow, I burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Qualifying ghosts, I'll float them down. Every corner's mine, I own this town. Tires scream, my setup's tight. I've bled for this win in the virtual light. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I pay my dues. Study every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I've chased the line, I've earned my fight. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this over, I'm winning tonight. No resets, no excuses, I paid my dues. Studied every apex, I've got nothing to lose. The pack's behind me, checkers in my sight. I'm the king of this server, I'm winning tonight. Shift up, hold steady, I'm crossing that line. iRacing glory, this moment's mine. Pedal down, no fear, I'm taking flight. This track, this race, it's mine tonight. Burning when pixels collide. Steel and rubber in a world online. Every corner's a war to survive. Leadfoot's keeping the fire alive. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Leadfoot TV, where the night won't end. Screaming sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. Engines in the void, thundering loud. Virtual tracks, but the crowd still shout. Through the crash and the flame we rise again. Leadfoot TV, where the night won't end. Tires scream, the sparks in the haze. Metal hearts locked in digital rage. Every lap is a line in the sand, driven faster by a ghostly hand. Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV, Leadfoot TV. TV. track remembers, it takes its due. Legends falling and legends break through. Let foot TV feel the ground ignite. Through the smoke and fire, into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Lights on the horizon, fire in the veins. Every lap written in blood and chains. The track remembers, it takes its due. Legends fallen and legends break through. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. Let foot TV, the fire never dies. Let foot TV feel the ground ignite. Through the smoke and fire, into the night. Slow and heavy, the storm begins. Glory is calling, only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. Only one wins. No retreat, no disguise. Engines awaken under blackened skies. One by one, the echoes rise. Let foot TV, the fire never dies.
You talk too much, but the track don't lie. Quit stalling out, quit wasting time. Let me wait for this, pedal to the floor. Quit whining, drive like you want more. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On the foot TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Webbing doors at 200 strong. The weak get wrecked, the brave roll on. Every lap for war, no mercy inside. If you came to complain, step off the ride. The time is ticking, the engine's roared. Quiet and drive, that's what it's for. From the sims to the screen, it's the edge of your seat. Burning rubber where legends compete. Quit whining and drive, feel the fury ignite. On the foot TV, it's a battle tonight. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Lights out, hearts pound, hear the countdown scream. You're strapped in the cockpit of a digital dream. No tears, no fear, just a checkered sky. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive or get left behind. Quit whining and drive, let the wild take control. On the foot TV, it's a race for the soul. Quit whining and drive, leave it down in the dust. Steel and fire, it's the throttle we trust. Green flags alive. Quit whining and drive.
Screens lit up, the grid's alive. Engines roar in this digital drive. Sweat on my brow, I burn the midnight oil. Lap after lap, carve my name in the soil. 100 ways to crash, but not tonight. I chase the line, I earn my fight. Pedal down, no fear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, household pets, Race fans of all ages, good gracious, I couldn't even hardly get it out. I'm so doggone excited. I pure got goosebumps here as we're getting ready to bring you another Leadfoot TV production as we bring you the USA 200 iCAR Pro Series here from USA Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Everybody has qualified. They're all gridded up. Let's take a look at who is our pole award winner. We got Matthew White in a number 18 cookout car. He is going to be starting on the pole tonight. Also, or I should say this evening, just would like to go through our race details real quick. We're going to be going 200 laps, 121 miles. We're not going to have any stage breaks. Got 2 sets of tires in the pits. 0 fast repairs. Gonna have to take care of those bumpers. We got 1 green, white checkered should we need it. I am tickled to death. I always love short track racing. Cannot wait for this to get underway here. And now, as they are all staged, the drivers are in their car, they're warming up the oil pan, they're getting ready to go. We're going to go through the starting lineup. Again, we got the 18 of Matthew White grabs the pole in the number 18 car. To his outside will be Bryce Benton in the number 9 car. Row 2 will be the number 3 of Jonathan Schaefer in third. To his outside will be Christian Herklotz in the 00 starting in fourth. Row 3 we got Jacob Clarino. Pardon me if I messed that up, starting in 5th position. And then we got Braden Hunsicker in 6th position, starting with the 77 car. Row 4, we got Maddox Beard in the number 28 car, starting 7th. Payson Lindsay in the 7 car, starting in 8th. Then we got Ethan McMillan starting in the 5th row in 9th position. And Ethan Trindler starting in the 10th position in the number 60 car. Going on through now, we got Max DeFilippi. Hopefully that's the way you pronounce that, starting in 11th in the number 12 car. To his outside will be Wyatt Blair in the number 73, starting in 12th. Row 7, we got a Leadfoot Racing League alum, Challenger Series champion here, racing in the ARCA Series, iCAR Pro Series. Starting in 13th, the number 94 of C.J. Erdman. To his outside will be Brody Webster in the 67, starting 14th. Then row 8, bringing up the rear in 15th position will be John R. Johnson Jr. So that is our starting grid. You know, people, I have never watched the ARCA Series race here at USA Speedway before. I am pumped. Like I said before, man, I got goosebumps right here. Short track racing is sort of my roots. I've been going to it all my life. Love watching these cars. These ARCA cars right here are my next favorite cars, next to the late model stock, as we got a green flag as they hammer down. Sponsored by the iCAR Pro Series. And immediately, nobody has changed. 2x2x2x2 as far back as you can go. What a great doggone start we got here, man. We got a little bit of bumpers rubbing right now. So we got the 18. I hear some crunching. We stay green. Not quite sure who that is, but they're not going to throw the caution just yet. Still side by side between the 18 of Benton and the 9 of Benton and 18 of White. And then we have the, what appears to be the 91. I'm not sure if some of these cars right here are painted up a little bit differently than what they're being scored, because I'm seeing the number 91 car, but he's being scored as the number 3. But right now, we still have the 18 of Matthew White still holding on to the lead. Rolling around here, our pole sitter, we got the 91 or the 3. I do believe that is Schaefer, who is now looking to the outside of the 9 of Benton, trying to get a move up here and get into second position. We're on lap 4, getting ready to be lap 5. Right now, I'm not sure why we did not have a caution come out. I'm not a race director, so I'm just looking at this doggone exciting racing right now we have for the lead. I gotta love this side-by-side action that we got going on right now. And it looks like White is going to be able to get out to a tremendous lead of 1/4 of a second. That is tremendous based upon how tight everything has been so far. Oh, we see the 00 of Herklots get a little bit squirrely coming off the corners. That's one thing I'm interested to see is how out of control. And we see the 9 get a little bit squirrely. Once you get a little bit of heat on these tires and the rubber gets worn off a little bit, get a few laps down, I'm a little bit curious as to how hard these cars are going to be to handle. But right now, man, we got some great racing action going on. The 91 R3 of Schaefer. Schaefer, buddy, if you don't mind, man, give me a paint scheme or log in to iRacing with the correct number. It certainly helps me out a whole lot. But we're going to take a few different looks as we go through the field. I'm going to try to keep my eye on this front pack here to make sure nobody makes a pass for the lead without everyone knowing it. Just want to be able to get some of these beautiful paint schemes into picture tonight. Look at that, 77. Wow. Braden Huntsicker. Now that is a beautiful throwback to, I guess that would be Kyle Larson in the HendrickCars.com, number 77. Beautiful paint scheme. And these cars are already starting to get a little bit squirrely. That's what I love. That's going to make for a tremendous race as we keep right on looking here. Everybody still laying down lap after lap. We are now on lap 9, getting ready to head to lap 10. Actually, we are on lap 10. Just wanted to mention, just give everyone some idea of what we're running with here. We got an ambient temperature of 88 degrees, a little bit on the warm side, but actually pretty cool for Florida. Track temperature, though, looking at 144 degrees. That is a hot track. This thing is going to be slick. Humidity is up just a little bit. And we got just a slight breeze blowing south at 6 miles an hour. So overall, absolutely beautiful day for a race fan to be able to watch a race. And especially with the way these guys are mixing it up front, the pressure has been on non-stop since the green flag started. Schaefer is giving White a run for his money right here as they're taking it down into turn 1 and 2. I have to be sure. No, that was 3 and 4. I apologize. Got a little bit carried away myself, and it looks like the 91 of Schaefer right now has made a pass on the outside as we see the 18 of White getting a little bit out of shape there, but he maintains control. But what a absolute power move by the number 91 car. Painted 91 anyway, being scored as our number 3 car. We are also showing a little bit of action back here with the 7 of Payson Lindsay and Christian Herklots. They're mixing it up, going side by side. Love to see those cars wiggle just a bit coming off the corners. Oh boy, I'm going to be out of breath before this thing's all said and done. What a tremendous doggone racing action. What talent on display. These guys are actually, guys and girls are actually putting on a tremendous doggone show right now. We cannot keep up this intensity without something going wrong. At least I couldn't anyway. I don't have that much talent. But it looks like right now, you know, I just wanted to go back through the race details real quick. We're going to be going 200 laps. We're not going to have a stage. We do have 2 sets of tires in the pits, but we're going 200 laps. So these guys are going to have to kind of, you know, stretch that those shoes out as long as they can. Be able to make sure that they're in good shape come to the end should they need it. One green, white checker once more. And I'm finding this interesting right here. Schaefer does not look to be in any kind of hurry to go down to the inside line. I'm not sure if it's because he's cutting White a little bit of slack, making sure he doesn't cut him off, or if perhaps that is the line that he has found most comfortable. And it seems to be working because his car seems to be hooked up in that second groove right now. Still side by side, lap after lap. The number 9 of Benton is just waiting for somebody to make a move and take control of this race so he can move up a spot himself. But these 3 cars right here are kind of checked out a little bit, almost second lead to a full second. So our 4th place car, 77 Hunsicker. And no more than I know about racing, I tell you, I gotta wonder if Hunsicker isn't just kind of saving his stuff. And just let these top 3 here just kind of go at it, grind that rubber off like a cheese grater on this track. Be able to make his move a little bit later on. Even though we got bumper to bumper here, I just would like to let all our viewers as well as our drivers know. I do realize that a lot of these numbers here are painted up different than what your cars are. I'm going to get that straightened out within the next week or so. Also, hope to be able to get a little bit of driver information, just like Jonathan Schaefer here. Love to find out where you're from, Jonathan. And then we'll be keeping up with your starts, wins, top 5s, top 10s as well. But of course, it's kind of hard to keep up with it when I do not give you a form to fill out. But anyway, we're just going to admire these paint schemes and the racing action that we got going on. And every time I think the Schaefer's going to check out, White or Benton one just kind of reels him back in. So now the 9 of Benton is applying the pressure to Schaefer. And again, the 77 of Hunsicker. He's just kind of lurking, more or less. No need to really go after it. Odds are this thing is going to have a yellow flag, at least one. That's the odds. Not saying they won't go green the entire way. But I guess what I'm thinking, if I'm in his position, I'm just trying to stay in touch with these leaders and take it as easy as I can on my equipment until we get to the end of the race. Still, these top 3, man, you can throw a blanket over top of these guys. I'm not sure if they're teammates or what, if they're just swapping leads, taking turns leading, maybe letting one fight through the air and the other one's draft off of them, or what it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I like to think these guys are absolute, serious competitors here, just going to it. As the 9 of Benton looks to the inside, Schaefer can't do anything about it right now. He looks inside again. Schaefer going up to the second lane, but that's kind of been his money lane so far. Again, able to get a great run coming off the turn 4. But 9 of Benton slowly but surely creeping to the inside. Now makes it to door by door, or side by side, I should say. But the number 3, or the 91, as it's painted, gets such a run coming off the corner that Ben is not able to do anything with it. Boy, these laps are clicking off like the second hand on a clock right now. 29 laps already in the books, getting ready to be lap 30. Still no clear-cut, definitive leader or someone favored to win this race right now. Definitely anyone in these top 4 here seem like to me they have a great opportunity to be able to take home the checker flag tonight. They're pulling out beyond the number 7 of Lindsay. We got about a 2-second lead. And we see the 18 of White go a little bit high. Gathers it back up. It almost seems like to me these 3 right here are kind of settling in, just looking to be able to make laps. So as sure as I turn this camera, somebody's going to pass somebody, and I know it. So we're going to kind of take a look throughout the rest of this field here and just kind of see. Man, these guys will not let up. There is no way they're going to be able to go 200 laps. I don't even know if they're going to be able to make it to a full fuel run going at it like this. And right now we see, not exactly sure who that is. Is that someone being a lap car to number 12? That'll be Max DeFilippi. He is currently 1 lap down. And he is getting close to being more than 1. By the way, I forgot to tell everybody who I am. I'm Tracy Brown, the lead announcer, the producer, and the color announcer tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the product we're putting on here tonight. I'm enjoying the racing right now. I'm just like you guys. I got my shoes kicked off. I'm sitting back here pretending like I'm watching the TV, telling everybody what to do. And we got a yellow flag sponsored by LB Sim Shots. And I have no idea where that yellow flag came from. I'm not sure if that's a competition caution or what. I would love to go back and watch it. I do not want to, let's see, there is the 9 car. Bryce Benson going into the pits. I'm not sure if someone got involved in something, but I'm not getting any kind of alerts up here on my system right now as we see the 12 of DeFilippi getting a lap back. So I think Max should be back on to the lead lap here. So I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, that might have been just a competition caution, or there may have been some debris somewhere. A hot dog wrapper or something that we missed. So right now our top 5, we got the 3 of Schaefer, the 18 of White, 77 of Hunsicker, and the 28 of Beard. 73 of Blair. That is your top 5. Benton, who went into the pits in the number 9 car, is now going to be coming back in line here in 6th position. Let's take a look at Bryce, see how far they went. Last pitted on lap 37, so he made it 37 laps without pitting. Now that is interesting. Right now, Jonathan Schaefer. And I think we do have a choose rule here in this league. And you can see everybody choosing up. So, Jonathan, right now, has led 27 laps. Started in 3rd. Made it up to 1st. Got 39 laps on the tires and fuel right now. So, it's going to be interesting to see how far they take it before they have to come in and pit. Hopefully it won't have to be under green. If they are, the 9 car Benton is going to be looking pretty smart. And there we go. We got another green flag sponsored by the iCAR Pro Series. Here they go. At least 3 wide. Oh, man, I thought for a moment we were going to have 4 wide. Those new tires are paying off big time for the 9 of Benton. Immediately he goes after the front row. That's going to shove Hunsicker to the outside. Still running 3 wide. Oh, boy, they're getting somewhat sorted out. Oh, no, we got the 70. The 70 car goes around. That's going to be Ethan McMillan. Was just in running in 10th position. Luckily, it does not look like we got any kind of damage there, I don't think. I think it's just going to be kind of, I'm not sure if it's a self-spin or not. No, I think the 70 may have had just a little bit of help. Let's see if we can get a better view on that. Yeah, there's the 70. We got the 7 right there of Lindsay. It is just so hard to say who came down, who did what. We're going to ride along here with the 7 and just see what they had to say. Oh man, that was such a light touch. Such a light touch. I don't even think you can consider that being a doink. That was almost just like blowing on the left rear. Wow. That just goes to show you how light the rear end of these cars are when they're going through there. These guys are maxing out the grip. And getting, well, I'll tell you what. Here we go. I'm going to put it up here so everyone can see. Hopefully, it will come up. There we go. Blair Productions is saying Schaefer is a NASCAR driver and Cars Tour driver. Look him up. I knew the name sounded familiar. Honestly, I've missed the last couple of Cars Tour races. I wanted to watch them, but my work schedule's been kind of hectic. Haven't been able to. I understand the last race that they had was absolute fantastic finish. I think it was at Anderson Speedway. Have not yet. I don't even know who won, and I don't want to know because I still have it in my mind that I'm going to watch that replay. But appreciate you, Blair Productions, chiming in here, watching. Hopefully you're enjoying what we got going on here. I know I am. Like I said before, a personal fan of short track racing. And somewhat unique here for the ARCA series, getting a choose... what would you call it? Choose rule. You're able to pick the lane that you want to go in. But these top 3 or 4 have been putting on an absolute show. The 9 of Benton already is back up into 2nd position after making a pit stop. So I would expect that Bryce is going to put some pressure on the number 3 or 91 of Schaefer here. But we're getting ready to find out. We got Barney has got the flag up in the air. Our virtual Brandon Willard throws it down. Here we go. We're back live again. And these guys are going at it. Personally, I run the 91. That's what I've ran for years. So, you know, I've got a little bit of an affinity for anyone else who drives the 91. It's not a number you see every day. As we see the 9 of Benton looking to the inside of Schaefer. And he's going to take those new tires and see what kind of work he can do. I just didn't know if he was going to be able to make that low line work or not. And he does. He gets back out in front of Schaefer. So now we got a new leader. And that's going to be Bryce Benton. The thing that Jonathan has in his pocket, though, he's got an extra set of tires in the pits. City 18 getting a little bit squirrely, mixing it up with the 7. I think that is going to be the 7 of Payson Lindsay. And so right now, the 18. Uh-oh. What happened to Matthew? Oh, no. Had a little bit of internet connection issues. I hope that was on my end and not their end. So with those new tires, Bryce Benton has just said, I'm going to check out here for a while as we make it to the quarter point in this race, 50 laps down. Got 150 to go. Uh-oh, the 18 obviously was all up into the 3 and, or the, I should say the 3rd, 4th lane. Up there where the crumbs and marbles are, so hopefully that's not an indicator of how bad the tires are wearing on that 18 car. As we see the 28 now coming into view of Maddox Beard. Slowly, methodically working his way up, along with the 12 of Max DeFilippi. So Max was just a lap down, just a handful of laps ago, goes into the pits. I'm assuming anyway. Let's take a look. Yeah, made a pit stop, got some new tires, and man, got to wave around, come back in here, and already back up to 4th position. So you can tell what a difference that makes for those tires. As now we see Payson Lindsay going underneath the 9 of Bryce Benson. Oh, excuse me. I called out 91 of Bryce Benson once more. I do apologize for that. I'll try to do better. See a little bit of action going on back here, a little bit further into pack. That's the 60th. Ethan Trindler applying a little bit of pressure there to the 74, but it's painted 74. I think that's the 73 of Wyatt Blair. And it is. Right now our leader, Bryce Benton, currently first, already pulled out to a 2-second lead. We get another caution flag. That lead is going to evaporate. So right now we are down to 9 cars on the lead lap, as well as, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, Trindler's still up here, 12 laps down. So Ethan is still hoping for the best, and you can never tell. I've seen an awful lot of laps made up by cautions coming out. But it just looks like to me that this competition right here is going to be pretty doggone good. It's going to be hard to get cautions. And we see Braden. The 77 of Braden Hunsicker applying the pressure to the 18 of Matthew White. All this is going on here for 6th position. And this is kind of what you got to love about short track racing, in my opinion. The comers and goers. We see Maddox Beard. Came in and got 16 laps on his tires right now. Started 3rd. No, excuse me. Started 7th. Currently running in 3rd. That's a beautiful paint scheme as well. Great job, Maddox. And now the 12 of Max DeFilippi is starting to slowly kind of fall back. Maybe got the goodie off those tires. I'm not sure. We're getting ready. Oh boy, I tell you what, the 70 there of Ethan McMillan was thinking about taking that bad boy 3 wide. Oh, as we see 12 of DeFilippi get a little bit wiggly coming off that corner. Not going to give it up though. Going to make the 70 of McMillan work for it. All this is going on around the 91, painted 91, scored as the number 3 car. That'd be Jonathan Schaefer. I'm not exactly sure how comfortable he feels about all this action going on around him. Man, he's just trying to make it to another pit stop. And these guys are bound and determined they're going to take it 3 wide. McMillan and DeFilippi are going at it here for fifth position. And Jonathan's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get too tight to you guys while y'all arguing here. I might catch a stray punch. Wee! Oh, what a great save. Philippi had his hands full there. So now we see Ethan McMillan getting around The 91 of Schaefer is going to be able to move into 4th position. Let's check on Pace and Lindsay. Yep. Still rolling right along. Got about a second lead over 3rd place Max Beard. So these guys may be just kind of settling in for a while. Just trying to make it to the next opportunity they get to make another pit stop. And something tells me that Jonathan Schaefer, man, when he gets those new tires on there, he's going to cause some damage to this field. Still hanging in 5th position right now on very, very old tires compared to everyone else. 66 laps. I have no idea how far they can go on fuel. No idea whatsoever. So everyone's kind of getting sorted out. Personally, I think this may be the calm before the storm, because we're going to have people coming and going, sure enough, once we start going into green flag pit cycles here. And I know that Schaefer's hoping that everything cycles through. If we do have to pit on green, that everything goes through and everybody has to pit. As we see the 18 got the tires cooled back off, getting ready to make a move on DeFilippi. Not able to do it. But Matthew White coming back in here. Oh my goodness, DeFilippi, hang on to it. Oh, buddy. That car is not going to like that. It's not going to get much better. Hang on to it. Got to get that heat out of them things. Pace yourself. Don't try to get any more out of what's got in it. Ooh. Boy. Philippi is hanging on by a thread right now. I think you just need to kind of get some nice, easy laps on this thing to cool those tires down. But hey, what do I know? I don't even run the ARCA series. I'm pretty much just guessing. But it does look like to me, I know an angry tire when I see one. I try to cross the road and keep on walking. And now checking back in with Bryce Benson, out to a 3.5 second lead. Excuse me, Bryce Benton. Hope you guys can forgive me for this. This is my first night calling a race here in the iCAR series. Few names I know, a few of them I do not. We'll take a look at Pace and Lindsay. Riding that Bobby Webster machine. Beautiful car. Let's check back in with Max Beard. Another beautiful car. Boy, I tell you what, some of these painters, man, just got so daggone much talent. You know, that wheel and entry right there is such a simple paint scheme, but boy, does it look good. That looks just like something you would see on a Saturday night racing track. Maddox Beard's moved up to 3rd position. Running a really smart race, I think. And so is Pace and Lindsay. Same thing. I got 2nd position. I don't have to run first right here on lap 75. We ain't even made it halfway yet. Take it back here with Ethan McMillan. Making a good lap time. Let's share back in with old Max DeFilippi. Yeah. I just don't know how much longer them tires are going to be able to hang on as we got the 777 Braden Hunsicker. Ooh. Boy, there was some contact there. And we got another caution flag out. Now, I'm not sure how long this little issue had been going on, but Braden got a little bit squirrely, and I think he was catching a lot of pressure from the 74 car, which that's actually the 73 of Blair, putting pressure on him, and might have got caught just looking out the rear view mirror, looking at the 73. Sending in just a hair too deep, and we already saw it at the 12th. Max to Philippe, but look, no damage. Great car control there. Wow. He's currently running in 8th position, but boy, oh boy, he's looking in some fresh tires, I am sure. I know I would be. And how about the 3 of Jonathan Schaefer? I'm sure that he just came out of the pits. Yes, went in there, got him some new tires. Going to be restarting in 5th position, I think, by the time everything gets reset and everybody's lined back up. That's going to put Payson Lindsay on the lead. We're going to have 42 laps on those tires. And again, we only have 2 sets of tires in the pits. 200 laps. I guess you got to kind of pick your poison as how long you're going to run these things, how far you're going to get behind, and just kind of ride and then hopefully make it up with a new set. But I tell you what, since we're still under yellow, I'm going to make a pit stop myself. We'll be right back. Everybody stay tuned right here to Leadfoot TV. And I almost was not able to get, well, I definitely wasn't able to get back fast enough. Man, we got a battle for the lead. It's a 9. Door slams Payson Lindsay. 7's in the wall. Oh, what a gaggle of cars we have up here right now. I figured this was going to be the case between the guys running longer, guys getting on some new tires. So right now we got McMillan out front. Relatively, he last pitted 7 laps ago. So I'm assuming he's got just as new tires as, say, the 18. Yeah. So they're on the same pit schedule right now anyway. But boy, I tell you what, man, you get out in the lead, daggone, if they don't put the pressure on you. Look right there, that's exactly what I was talking about, Jonathan Schaefer in that number 91 car. Oh no! We got the 70. Ethan McMillan. I think there might have been some help going on there. How I did not get some sort of race alert, I have no idea, but we're going to see if we can't find it. Gets just a little bit loose. That might have been a self-spin. I'm not sure. We're going to take a quick close look here. Yeah, there is air. And then, yeah, there might have been a little bit of doink there from White in the 18 car. Matter of fact, let's ride along on the nose here. Let's get a good close-up view. And just a bit. I mean, we won't even be able to get, maybe this one right here will show us for sure. Yeah, there was some contact. Boy, and that 70 car, that rear tires, those both rear tires were already very, very up in the air, all over the top of the racetrack. And man, I really hate that for the 18 car. Oh, and doing a little bit of crab walking there too. That may be it for the 18 of Matthew White. I wish we had a pit reporter. No, he's going to take it back out there. Said, man, we're going around this track. If I got to do it sideways. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Yeah, go on in there. He's probably going to haul it, stretch it out a little bit more, come back in, get a little bit more work done. But, oh, my goodness. Look at the handwork going on here. Just to be able to make a lap. Oh, wow. I think I will have loaded that puppy up. See if I couldn't cross the track sometime during another caution. That car is hurt. Oh boy, he is fighting it, man. Got to give him credit. Oh, look at these cars, man. They're moving all out of the way, giving him room. Whew. The lights are still on the pace car. So maybe the 18 will have another opportunity to take it back in there. I am not sure. Looks like the lights on the pace car may have just switched off. So, oh boy. Here we go. Let's get ready to hammer down. We got the 77 of Braden Hunsaker to the inside line. We got the 91 of Jonathan Schaefer. Takes them into turn one. Easily clears the 77 of Schaefer. The 77, Hunsaker, excuse me. 77 and a 9, Bryce Benton. Oh no, there goes Payson Lindsay. We got another caution come out. And we're going to see if we can figure out exactly what happened here. You know, that looks kind of like a self-spin, but something tells me, and please, Wesley Outland mentioned that this was a female, so please do not hold that against me if I am wrong, Payson. But it looks like you may have gotten just a little bit of a shove getting into the corner. Oh, yes, you did. And that would be from the 28 at Maddox Beard. Luckily, no damage. But that's one of those things right there, man. You just kind of file away, you know. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. Just two entirely different let-off points. Beard has new tires. Payson Lindsay does not. We're going to bring it back to live action here. 94 laps in the books. We are coming up on halfway. Just like to mention, everyone, it's good to have Leadfoot TV broadcasting the new iCAR series. From my understanding, they are an established league. Unfortunately, I'm not that familiar with them. I know they've ran some races, some seasons. Just so happens that, I may have to get on Wesley Outland, who is sort of the guy that I look up to. He was calling Payson a she back in the Leadfoot Racing League. Not unless I've got it mixed up, and I do apologize. So, great. That's good to know. I will certainly file that away. And I'm going to blame it on Wesley, too, by the way. So there we go. Appreciate the help. FX Null 12. If that's your real name. I kid, of course. Here we go. The pace car is in. And back up front, we got Braden Hunsicker. Jonathan Schaefer, there we go. We got the iCar Pro Series green flag again. We're going on to lap 97 of 200. Jonathan Schaefer once again just powers out to the lead. But it does look like Bryce Benton is kind of shades of what we went through on the initial start here. Is just not going to let him walk away with this thing. And I'm not 100% sure. Let's take a quick look real quick. Jonathan Schaefer last pitted 21 laps ago. Let's take a look at the number 9. Yeah, they're on the exact same strategy. Honestly, I just think that Jonathan is perhaps saving a little bit more. I don't know, but Bryce Benton is like, hey, man, I'm going to get on up here and look at the 18 crab walking. I don't know how many minutes that's going to take. Probably going to have to take a blowtorch to that car to get it straightened back out. But Benton is not going to give up the lead. Matter of fact, he is certainly acting as if he wants to be the one out here in the clean air. I'm sure that helps these cars turn as well, even on the track as short as the USA International Speedway is. We got Braden Hunsicker looking to the inside of the 9er, Bryce Benson. Now this is going to allow Schaefer to get out just a little bit. These guys don't figure it out and single it out. Not to mention the fact, man, you're running side by side, you're grinding on your tires, both of them. But I can't blame Braden Hunsicker, man. You want to make a pass, you know. Gonna have to use up a little bit of that rubber. And there we go, Braden Hunsicker collects second position. Now has the number 91 of Schaefer in his sights. And I'm going to check in just for my own personal curiosity here. 25 laps on Braden Hunsicker's car. 26. Of course, we just crossed start-finish line. So everybody seems to be on the same pit strategy right now. We are now down to 8 cars on the lead lap. Which is hard to believe. We got 14 cars, man, and we really have not had that many doggone yellow flags here. We've only, well, I guess we have had 5 for 18 laps, but it certainly doesn't seem like that much. These guys have been driving hard but respectful. But that zero fast repair issue kind of comes into play. Riding along with Braden Hunsicker. And early on, I did notice that the 91 of Schaefer was content riding that second lane now. He has worked down to the very low line. That's the shortest way around here as long as the car holds up. Doesn't start getting squirrely or anything. And now back here in third position, we got Bryce Benson and Max DeFilippi. They're having a discussion about third position. Back up front, Braden Hunsicker is closed right on in, less than a quarter of a second, maybe more, on Jonathan Schaefer in that number 91 car, and Braden is going for it. He's sent down there low. I don't think he's going to have the run coming off the straightaway. Sends it back in there again. Slides up just a half a lane. Schaefer gives him room. Side by side, lap 109 getting ready to be lap 110. It is just amazing to me. And look, for third and fourth back here, we got side by side action going on there as well. Boy, these cars are so equal here at this track. Braden used up the goodie off those tires. Oh, I just happened to see the YouTube chat going on. Oh, yeah, it might be a while. But I tell you, next week I'm going to go back and find the footage. Not unless I dreamed it. But I could have sworn Wesley said Payson was a female. But, like I said right up front, if I was wrong, I certainly apologize. So Payson, I certainly apologize to any kind of heat that you're going to catch. Lord knows I've took it all my life. My name is Tracy. Everybody thinks I'm a girl right off the bat. I would make for one ugly woman. I'm here to tell you. Bad enough as a man, but I mean horrendous as a woman. And Braden is just not giving up. Still looking to the inside of Schaefer. Is just not content riding in second position. Schaefer immediately moves up to that second and a half line there. And just able to get such a doggone good run coming off these corners. It is just so daggone hard to be able to make a pass when you're on equal tires. But Braden is not going to give up. Went even lower that time. And for the first time tonight, I thought I saw Jonathan Schaefer get a little bit squirrely coming off the corner. But he's able to hold on to that lead right here on lap 115. But Braden is just hoping just for a single mistake of any kind. But I tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, looking at that 91 car, it reminds me of an AI car. The thing just never messes up. Seems to run perfect laps every time. Might not even need to pit. You know how those AI cars are. And then we got Ethan Trendler Racing chiming in here in the YouTube chat, said, I'm having an amazing race. Well, I don't know how the heck you're able to type in here running in 10th position. 26 laps down, but still, I think you're still going. I mean, showing you pitting right now, but man, you got more talent than I can. I can't even look down to adjust my brake bias, let alone type into YouTube chat. That's deserving of an award of some sort right there, Ethan. Especially if you can bring home a top 10. So right now, the 91 of Schaefer is starting to stretch out right now, I think. Braden gave it his best shot. Not able to make the pass, and I think he's paying for it right now. He's going to have to move up, get off that yellow line, kind of save a little bit of tire himself. 120 laps down out of 200. We got 80 to go. And I want to check in. Yeah, so both Jonathan Schaefer and Braden Hunsicker have only pitted one time. The only other car that's only pitted once would be the 73, and that's going to be Wyatt Blair. So these guys have an extra set of tires in the pits that should another caution comes out, something tells me they may sneak on in there and see what they can do with it. And Schaefer right now leading. He and Braden Hunsicker are on very old tires. Able to run first and second to go up against guys with newer tires. I think, anyway. I could be wrong about that, too. Oh, Hunsicker. Just a little bit of sliding. Coming off turn 4 there. Let's check back in with Max DeFilippi. You know, I think last time we saw him, man, he was sliding all over the place. Luckily, he got in there, got him some new tires. And how about this? Oh, my goodness. This may qualify for the move of the race. Even if he is 14 laps down, that would be the 18 of Matthew White. Went in there, broke out the blowtorch, went to banging on there with the Moss, got that doggone, what do you call that thing there? Steering linkage of some sort straightened out, so that sucker will drive straight. It'll come to me in just a minute. It's not a tow link like the cup cars drive there. It's, crap. I know we got a mechanic watching here. Going to chime in just a minute. I can picture it, but I cannot remember it. That's what happens when you get old, folks. So right now, everyone just seems to be kind of single filed out and hoping that someone else messes up and brings out a caution, so they can battle out these last 70 laps or so. So I tell you what, won't we do a little bit of crank it up action here, as long as these cameras cooperate. And right now we see the 18 of Matthew White. He's going to come up here and get one of his laps back. Goes around Jonathan Schaefer. And I'm still showing him 13 laps down. It should be 12, I think, by the time it all said and done. By the time he goes across the start-finish line. One thing about those little crank it up cams there, boy, you get a really, really good sense of how much banking are in these corners here. It's kind of hard to see it from a lot of these other cameras up in the sky here. I tell you what, let's kind of ride along here. Braden Hunsicker. Now he is showing you he knows where that wall is, or he knows how wide his car is anyway. Until he's got many, many laps on this car. Of course, I'm getting ready to give him a broadcaster curse. He's getting ready to smack the wall just because I was giving him a little bit of a compliment here. That's the way these things work out. He is not letting Schaefer get out of his view right now. Still within a half a second. 3.4 seconds or so. And again, these cars, these top two anyway, they have, I know they've got an extra set of tires in the pits. And coming up on 60 laps to go, I know they're going to have to pit sooner or later for fuel. Cameron C8. I see you chimed in there, buddy. Probably operating race control. Let me know, man, how far can these guys go on a tank of fuel? I don't know how much fuel you allowed these guys to go. Like I said, right now, the Jonathan Schaefer has got 58 laps on this set of tires, or at least since he last pitted. Maybe if they're running a full load of fuel, they can take it on out. And hey, man, got to give a shout out to my buddy here. Whoops, I might have left a chat going on here. I do apologize for that. Longboard bass guitar from North Carolina. Thanks for the content. Appreciate you checking in. Ooh, Braden, hang on to it, buddy. And this coming in from our league owner, Cameron C8. I think everyone should be good to make it. So apparently they're letting them have a full tank of fuel here, and they're going to be able to go. The car may be able to make it on fuel. I'm not so sure about the tires. As you see, Braden Hunsicker, man, those things, once that rubber starts wearing out and it starts getting a little bit squirrely, it's not going to get better until you crack that throttle a little bit. You certainly don't want to do it, but you're going to have to be able to make it to the end. Got to give a special shout out to 12. Max DeFilippi was early on in the race, was a lap down, got a wave around, and then end up, from what I remember anyway, kind of sliding all through the corners and eventually lost control. I could have it mixed up. But come back to be running in third. That's one heck of a performance there. And there we go. We got the Blue Ninja 263 saying Matthew White says he's driving good. I hope he's doing it better than that profile pic you got there. But that car was totally destroyed, got mixed up in an earlier caution. And man, they had to use every tool in the war wagon there to get that thing where it would track right. And now he is actually making very good pace. Unfortunately, still 13 laps down. And he was our pole sitter. Just a very unfortunate incident there. Kind of got sideways and took a couple of hits from different directions and sort of messed him up. Messed up the linkage there. One of these days I'm going to remember what that linkage is in that steering. And check this out. I know exactly what you're talking about here, Blue Ninja. Officiating this race is awesome. It is, man. You just do not get this kind of competition in iRacing with this number of cars with this amount of talent. Yeah, we've had a few cautions, but holy cow, man, they've gone lap after lap after lap, side by side, especially early on. And right now we see Payson live. That's what you call the broadcaster curse there. Oh! I've seen it so many times. Anytime you brag on a particular, any particular driver or league or anything, that is right when they make you out to be a liar. And I was just talking about how good these guys have been driving around one another. And both of these guys, DeFilippi and 7 of Payson Lindsay, I know they've got their hands full, man. Those tires are cooked. Hang on to it. It is such a bad feeling to be right down there. Probably less than 20% on those tires. I'm just guessing here, but that's from the looks of the way that thing is handled. That'd be my guess. And I'll tell you something else too, Payson. No. I think say you don't want to get up too high. Even if you have to let way off, you get up there in those marbles and it's just going to multiply itself. I think, but I've lost races so many different ways. Don't listen to me. And so here we go. We're checking back in with Jonathan Schaefer. That's the way the good ones do it there. They don't really seem to be pushing it. The car never seems to be out of control. And just slowly but surely just kind of works and works further and further ahead. You can see him now going on up into the third lane there through the corners. Not catching any heat of any kind, though. He's got a 5-second lead over the 77, Braden Hunsicker. Let's see how Braden's car is handling. Tell you what. Won't we take it? Yeah. See, that right there is what I'm talking about. Even up here in the broadcast booth, it looks way easier than it is. You're really sawing on that wheel just to keep from wrecking. And up here in the broadcast booth, it doesn't look like it's that big a deal at all. Which makes me want to go back to Payson. Yeah, let's check that out. Talk about somebody working the wheel. Going down the straightaway, getting ready to come into the corner. Turning right to go left. That is not something you want to do or have to do on asphalt. I feel like I'm kind of stating the obvious here. And here we go. We got the 74. Actually, painted 74, scored as the 73 of Wyatt Blair, running in second position. Now that's pretty doggone interesting. Wyatt has kind of quietly made his way back up here. Last pitted 76 laps ago, too. So really managing those tires on that car, making good time. Comparatively speaking, Schaefer's kind of in a different zip code right now. But Wyatt has kind of come back and sort of captured this second place. Almost seemingly from out of nowhere. And how about Ethan McMillan here in that 70 car? Last pitted 62 laps ago. So this is what you got to love about short track racing. The way the strategies end up working out, the tire wear, etc. Comers and goers. And it doesn't take long to blow a fuse in my smooth brain here. I would never make it as a pit crew or a crew chief. Right now, everybody is just kind of stretched out. I'm not really seeing any kind of battles going on anywhere. And to be honest with you, I would love to see them re-rack it one more time. Just out of a selfish point of view there. Just so I can see how all this strategies would work out in the long run. So I tell you what, 42 laps to go. We're going to take another quick break. We will be right back with the final laps here at the USA 200. With the iCAR Pro Series right here on Leadfoot TV. You guys hang on. Something tells me we're going to have a nail biter here at the end one way or another. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody. 35 laps to go. Essentially a Saturday night short track feature. Linked left here. I am very surprised personally. I cannot believe these guys are holding on to it with this many laps on these tires at this particular short track. Granted, USA is, I don't know, it's one of the bigger tracks. But, oh, that right there is what I was expecting to see. As we see Bryce Benton in that number 9 car. Oh, hang on to it. That'd be the 12 of Max DeFilippi. Boy, I bet you we could get some good video action right here. Not going to be able to get it in this particular car. That's a Mustang. I can get a good shot of a gyro cam in a Chevrolet, not in a Ford. Not 100% sure why. Anyway, here we go. Checking back in. Look at this. Jonathan Schaefer is getting ready to put another lap down on the 12, or should I say a lap down. He happens to be, DeFilippi happens to be the last car on the lead lap. 19 seconds back. And being that we're turning, 22-second laps or so, 12 of the Philippines may not make it on the lead lap. Don't want to jinx anybody here. But right now, Schaefer is out to over a 9-second lead. That is an eternity on a short track like this. And we check back in. Wyatt Blair made a comment earlier how he kind of just snuck up here and took control of that second position. I think he might have been kind of planning on a long green flag run. It kind of came right into his strategy here. Worked out really, really good. Honestly, he's probably hoping, I don't know, hard to say. You're running in second position. You got a great finish. Do you hope for another finish? And the Blue Ninja 263, while I was gone, Payson Lindsay spun and left, and Ethan Trendler blew an engine. That's all it takes for me to get up and go make a pit stop. That's when all the action happens. Oh! Well, there's Payson Lindsay right there. Apparently got some new tires on that sucker because it blew by the second place runner right there, Blair. Hate that for Ethan Trendler. He was having a good night tonight. I heard another one blow, I think. Let's see if I can figure out who that was. Certainly wasn't the 3. Not the 73. I don't see anybody dropping. Oh, and there it is. 25 to go. Time to dig. Sponsored by Firestone Painting. I'm checking right now. Ethan Trendler. Wonder if that was his car that blowed up. Now he's parked. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody's car blowed up. Anyway, or at least it sounded that way. And now, our leader, Jonathan Schaefer, is starting to get mixed up in the lap traffic. And you can even see, like, Maddox Beard here has obviously made another pit stop. Bound to have. 6 laps, yeah. Blew by our leader. Schaefer, on the other hand, has gone 100, yes, 100 laps since the last pit stop. 101 now. And look here, Ethan said he was just sitting in the pits, out of the car, watching the race from the infield. I've been there before too, my man. But if a caution were to come out now, we've only got 4 cars on the lead lap. So Schaefer would be able to pit, still has another set of tires in the pit. And honestly, with that much new rubber on that car right there, man, he would be able to go right by him, I do believe. I'm going to have to look up Jonathan Schaefer. I've heard the name before, I just couldn't quite place it, but apparently he's on the way to the Cup Series. And now we have the 12 of Max DeFilippi coming in, take another pit stop. But I'm not sure if he saved a set of tires or not. It's already pitted twice. 19 laps to go. Let's see if the jack goes up on that thing or if he's just getting more fuel. Oh yeah, he saved a set of tires. It might just be a little too little, or a little too late. That's what I was trying to say. So I tell you what I'm going to do. And we see DeFilippi now coming off the pit road there for an instant. I thought he was coming onto it. Might have sped, but that was not the case. We're going to kind of take a sort of a run through the field, if you will. Currently in first, we got Jonathan Schaefer. In second, we got 73 of Wyatt Blair. Running in third, we got Ethan McMillan in that 70 car. Riding right now in the fourth position will be the 77 of Braden Hunsicker. Just doesn't seem like that long ago he was in competition for the lead. Then we got the number 9 of Bryce Benton, currently running in fifth position. Maddox Beard in that beautiful number 28, running in sixth position. Max DeFilippi, who has hands full a time or two tonight, still looking to bring home an impressive 7th place finish. And then we have the 7 of Payson Lindsay. Get ready to take it 3 wide here. 14 laps to go. I don't even know. That really wasn't even for position, but just looking to get around these lap cars. Or not even lap cars. Payson happens to be the lap car. Just happens to be on newer tires. Whew. Then, right behind Payson, we have the 18 of Matthew White, who I thought his night was over, I don't know, maybe 50 laps ago or so. Coming back to get a top 10. That's impressive in and of itself. So those right there are the cars that are left on the track. We are getting into the waning laps of this event. And it doesn't look like to me. Look at that. Jonathan just seems to be out for a Sunday drive. Not sawing on the wheel. Kind of taking it easy. Got almost a 12-second lead. Got plenty of playroom there to back off a little bit. I would be just a bit concerned, honestly, with 113 laps on those tires. And he, I mean, the way this car right here is handling, he's obviously taking care of the tires, but I don't know. I popped the tire in less laps than that. Is where I'm headed. But I'm nowhere near this grade of talent. Yeah, and Trendler Racing, Ethan Trendler Racing, just want to know, what is Payson doing? I was wondering the same thing, but apparently Payson had new tires and was just ready to show them off, I think. But anyway, still not a whole lot of action. Everybody just kind of running, not even nose to tail. Everybody's kind of found their spot in here. And you got to give credit to Wyatt Blair. Coming back strong for a doggone second position the way it looks right now. Then Ethan McMillan, same thing. I know they were fighting up early. Kind of fell back to the back a little bit. And now it looks like to me they are in the podium position. Braden Hunsicker was battling, I don't know, it seemed like forever for the lead and for second. And now we see Payson Lindsay still not content. Trying to get those laps back. 6 laps down. Maybe Payson can get back 3 or 4 of them here before the checker flag falls. Less than 5 laps to go now. And it is Jonathan Schaefer. In a completely different area code. or a completely different zip code and area code. Get ready to be 14-second lead over second spot. Okay, well, if nothing else, right here in the waning laps, 3 laps to go. The guys are starting to get gathered back up again. This is the end of the race. The tires are screaming. Everybody's hot. They're tired, frustrated. It'll be interesting to see if we're able to make it all the way to the end with a green flag run. 2 laps to go. And there we go. The white flag is going to be displayed. Sponsored by Firestone Painting. So this puppy, for all intents and purposes, is pretty much over. This is going to be the final lap anyway. No matter what happens right here. And there we go. We got Jonathan Schaefer bringing it home. Takes the checkered flag. Wyatt Blair. Oh. I'm assuming it's going to. Yeah. Oh. Oh my gosh. Grab second position. Oh, wow. There for a minute, I didn't know if he was going to get it or not. He's coming right down, had a pure roadblock right there in front of him. Not sure if that was guys joking around. How about that? We will be right back, and momentarily, I've still got to join the Discord broadcast booth. So anyway, there were only 3 cars on the lead lap. And one thing, Jonathan, if you happen to be listening, I always like to see the smoke show, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. Make me feel like you are tickled to death to win this race. I know you won the thing by 17 seconds. It worked out to be that long, but man, you definitely had to work for it in the early goings of this race. And that's what I'm talking about. Always give me a smoke show. I will always put you on camera. Just an absolute dominant performance tonight. Got to give it to him. Jonathan Schaefer. He can't have much rubber left on those tires. Just can't. Can he? Anyway. Oh, what a beautiful shot that is. Right there in victory lane. Victory circle. Okay, everybody. Look. Y'all hang on. We're going to start dragging people in here. We're going to ask them about the race tonight. We're going to get in your podium finishers here tonight. So you stay tuned, and we will be right back. And welcome back, everyone, to the USA 200, presented by iCAR Pro Series, right here on Leadfoot TV. And guess what? We have caught up with your podium finishers here tonight. Standing by right now with Ethan McMillan in that number 70 car. Ethan, most of the time I start off, and I just kind of want to recap from the driver. But I just want to make a comment before you tell me, sort of from your perspective, how the race went tonight. It just seemed like to me, man, that you just kind of snuck in there, if you will. You had a quiet night, didn't have any issues that I noticed, but just slowly but surely kind of methodically moved up until you made it all the way to the third position and kind of held that for the race there. Is that kind of how you see it? Or, I mean, did you have anything go right for you weren't expecting? Anything wrong? Just kind of summarize it for me if you don't mind.
Well, I would say that's a pretty good observation. That's usually how I race at short tracks, is I kind of just try to keep it around the bottom and hopefully hang on till the end like I did. But I would say I had some pretty good pace compared to what I usually run. But really the only issue I had was, I believe I kind of self-spun myself for the third caution. But I honestly don't know about that. I'd have to check that again. But the main issue is when I was leading, I think halfway through the race, I got spun out by Matthew White, which he apologized, so that's not a big deal. And then once I got it back going, I would say that's pretty much what happened. You just got to hang low and let everyone else was driving their wheels off. So if you just kind of held it around the bottom, you could kind of just hang out. So I would say your observation is correct.
Well, obviously, you guys did pretty doggone good with saving your tires. I mean, was that sort of the mindset that you had going out here? Just kind of let anybody that wanted to kind of blow by you. You'll kind of make it up in the long run? Or is it more or less just how it kind of worked out here in the end?
Well, I would say that's part of it, definitely. I've never been one to be known too good at saving my tires, but I would say I was keeping it around the bottom good enough to where I wasn't pushing that hard. I wasn't sliding into the corner, driving it in that deep. I took tires early due to those two spins, so I didn't have any tires left like halfway in the race. So I ran I think I ran 120 laps on those tires. I think it was pretty crazy. So yeah, I was just kind of hanging on.
Yeah, I'm showing that you ran 105 laps on that last stint since your last pit stop. So that was surprising to me because, honestly, the Cup cars, things like that, other leagues that I broadcast, and even our own league that we do, the Leadfoot Racing League, I mean, man, we just don't get that kind of, well, first of all, even if you could get that kind of mileage out of your fuel tank, most of the time the race directors want to cut it down, get a little bit more, pit stops going on in the time that's allotted. So this has got to be, honestly, about the longest I've seen anybody run a particular car on iRacing. And I just didn't know that, I mean, how far could you take it? Were you worried about the right front blowing? Was that an issue? Right rear, maybe? I mean, did it show any kind of signs? Did the spotter tell you, come back on there and say, hey, man, we're wearing this tire out or anything like that? Or you just good to go?
Well, I want to start off with, I had a lot of fun driving this car because it's a handful when you get going. Like, if just a few laps in, you're using all your strength to even drive the car. And it was pretty jarring coming back, since this is my first time booting up iRacing in like 3 months to run a car where it took forever. But no, there was actually no issues with blowing out tires. The spotter didn't give me anything. The thing is that I don't know if your thing shows the tires, but I'm pretty sure my last pit stop, I just fixed damage. So I went longer than that. But the car was getting so loose in the corners. You actually would start sliding in the center of the corner with no gas if you turned too hard. That's how much you were loose in the rubber.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it was getting crazy, but no, there was actually no threat of actually blowing the tires. It was just getting so hard to drive that you almost couldn't make a lap without the gas, with the gas.
Well, I tell you what, man, I got to give you congratulations. That was a heck of a job. You put, you finished way ahead of a pretty stout field here. The reason why I know that is to start this race, man, it was just side by side by side by side. You know, it was like wherever y'all started at, it was just like, it seemed like to me anyway, that's the way the first 3 or 4 laps went. So some very stout competition. And congratulations again, Ethan. Man, thank anybody who helped you get here or anybody that you would like to, send a shout out to.
Oh, I mean, I would just like to thank everyone for in this race for the most part being pretty clean for short track standards. I know this league has been crazy in the past, and I would say this was a step in the right direction. I don't really have anyone to shout out. I'm just glad to be back. It was a fun race. I'm glad iCAR's back, and it's nice to know we got a new broadcaster since we haven't had a new broadcaster in a while.
Uh-oh. What happened to the other ones? Are they missing?
No, they just kind of switched leagues, so I don't know totally. I think we had 2 before, so I didn't know we were in a rotating broadcast situation now, but
I got you, man. No. Well, I'm here till I get fired. So yeah. if I don't show up, you'll know what happened.
Yeah, hold on for the contract as long as you can.
Exactly right, man. Well, hey, man, dude, look, like I said, stout competition. We even got. I'm not sharing my screen right now, but I'm just showing cars in the background right now, just going through the corners kind of sideways. I know it was a handful, man. You did a tremendous job. And just like to say congratulations once more.
Yep, thanks.
Okie dokie, and here we go. We're moving up the ladder to number 73 of Wyatt Blair. Wyatt. Tell me how did your race go, man? Dude, you were another one. I mean, it was just kind of like you and Ethan to me, and I'm sure I probably people got tired of hearing me repeating this, but man, it was like you two guys just kind of let everybody go out in front of you, or this is the way it seemed for me anyway, and just kind of burn up the tires, fighting for the lead, and when the dust settles, you're like, okay, well, I've saved my tires now. I guess we're just going to kind of patiently move forward and see how far up the ranks we can get here to the end of the race. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that was kind of what was happening with me. At the start of the race, I was really struggling with my car. I just didn't have any laps in the ARCA car, really, at many short tracks in general, but especially here. And it probably took me until about lap 80 to 85 for me to really start to get the hang of tire saving. I know I burned my stuff up fairly bad on my first tire run. We did stretch them out to about lap 80 on our first set. And from there, I checked to see how much I wore them. And on the last run, just tried to save the best I could, let people go by me. Didn't worry about pushing, really.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were all going to burn them off and start sliding. It seemed like it was really a trend the whole night. If you looked anywhere in the field, there were cars sideways on the entry and sideways everywhere. And, that'll really burn your stuff up. So that was just what I was really being careful about not doing. There toward the end, I'd say about lap 150, I think, is when I took second, 150 or 160. From there, it was just about trying to stay even because the person behind me, he was trying, it seemed at least to me like he was trying to push to get back to me, and I knew that's what I wanted him to have to do. But while he was doing that, I was just trying to cruise it. Once I got out in front, I just tried to keep all my throttle inputs smooth, everything like that, and just try to save the tires for the end.
Well, that's pretty much the exact perception that I had here watching from up in the booth. But I do have a quick question for you. I was pretty intrigued, to see these ARCA cars at USA. Now, I'm not very familiar with the iCAR Pro Series here. This is my first race, first time I've actually seen you guys race. But I always love short track racing, man. I mean, how much experience, or I don't know what you say. I mean, how often do y'all run these cars at short tracks like this?
Yeah, this is actually my first race back here in about 7 months. My last race I ran was Rockingham, which didn't go so well. And up until then, I pretty much hadn't really ran any type of series that runs these cars like every week on short tracks. I know we're gonna have Richmond coming up, which will be a bit, wait, not even a bit, but way different. I think we're really gonna have like a couple of those style tracks this season.
Yeah.
But in the past, it was more of like the bigger intermediate style tracks we were running here.
Right.
I mean, we had
Yeah.
Kern and some of those types of tracks, but USA is just very different, really, from any other type of short track, in my opinion. Like just the way that tires wear, the way you have to drive the car in any type of car.
Mhm.
It took a lot of learning pretty much the entire race, which still I'd probably like to learn some more here. But biggest thing I really noticed was trying to also avoid the marbles, because marbles were really starting to play a major role on entry. And whenever you got washed up the track, it took a long time for you to get it back under you.
Yep.
And I mean, there at the end, even with my saving, I felt like I was about to blow my right front if I had like 10 more laps in the race. Because I got the, anyone that plays iRacing knows there's the alert you're wearing out your right front. I got that.
Oh, yeah.
I got that with about 12 to go. So that was definitely stressing me out. So yeah.
I only
was definitely worried.
laugh because I've been there. And then
I mean,
it's just a
it's
matter
terrifying.
of, yeah, it's a countdown at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Man, I was getting down to probably about 70 miles an hour in the corners, just trying to make it not blow. I actually let McMillan get back up to about a second. I think it was about a second and a half off of me at the line when I was up to like a 4-second gap on him, just because I did not want to blow that right front. I knew my day would be done.
Yeah.
But luckily, all things worked out there for me in the end.
It did, man. It did. Absolutely. Well, anyway, I think that you mentioned you were going to apply for the number 91. Is that correct? Apparently, it must have got taken up here by...
That's Schaefer's car. We're teammates.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Me and the winner, Jonathan Schaefer. Yeah, we're both teammates. We're driving under Wyatt Miller Motorsports.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so I got you scored as 73. Your car is painted as 74.
Yeah.
Jonathan is scored as a 3, painted as 91. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. But anyway, I got an affinity for 91. That's my personal number that I always run. And most of the time, I don't have any problems with anybody else having that because it's kind of an abstract number. But
Yeah.
anyway, man, Wyatt, just don't I don't want to distract from anything you did, man. You ended up with a second place finish here with a daggone stout field of cars. And all you got to do is just watch how this race went. We had a few yellows, but the way you guys, how close you were racing and everything like that, man, it's a pretty doggone stout field here now. And so I just would like to congratulate you on your second place finish. And by all means, man, thank anybody who helped you get here tonight.
Yeah, definitely have to thank Jonathan Schaefer. Man, in practice, I was trying to see what he was doing because he was doing something way different than me. I really thought I was going to be screwed during this race, just because of how weird the car was handling, how my brake bias, how loose I was, all of that. So got to thank him. Got to thank Wyatt Miller, our team owner, for getting us in this series. I didn't even know it was going to be restarting, and I guess he scrolled across an ad on Instagram and saw it was going to be starting. So that's how he found it. But got to thank them for getting us in here. And hopefully here in the future, you'll see me and Jonathan up front again in the next races.
I'm sure we will, just because of what I've seen tonight, man. You got the patience thing, know how to manage tires. That's going to go a long ways, in my opinion anyway, for what little bit I know about racing here, man. So congratulations, White. Go out there and celebrate, man. The night's still young out there on the West Coast. So, yeah, you can go play Roblox or something like that right now, man. Still got plenty of time for bedtime.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, hey, look forward to seeing you next week. Congratulations once more.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Okie dokie. And here we go, the man of the hour, the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. Jonathan Schaefer in the number 91 car. I think this very well may be the first number 91 I've actually seen on the service to win a race, or that I've been involved with or watched or anything like that. Jonathan Schaefer, man, dude, I don't even know really what to ask, because obviously you've got the bases covered, man. Just kind of explain to everybody how you did it. Give away as many secrets as you can while you're talking, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't the fastest car. I feel like I was, second to third fastest there. I feel like the 18 was pretty quick, and along with Bryce Benton, the number 9. But nobody really seemed to save their tires this race. And, when they were just battling up front, I decided to go the high line just because I know the right front you can really kill at a short track like this. So, I mean, everybody else just seemed to stick on the bottom and kill their right front. And I stayed, up like a groove and a half, saved my right front, had a straighter exit, saved my right rear as well. I really think that was just a big part of it, just saving my tires. We'd get in a 30-lap run, and I would already, be pulling away from then. Even at the end there, I was still saving. I was running the higher groove, and I could go down the bottom and, give it 100% for a couple laps and gain about 0.4 a lap. So really just saving your tires was big here, not slipping them up or anything. And, we had 3 sets of tires this race, and I only pit once for tires. So I pit on lap 80, and that was it. And even, I feel like the first, 80 laps, I was pushing it a little too hard. But my right front was only at 76%, and I feel like I saved even better in the last 120 laps. So just tonight, I feel like the name of the game was saving, and yeah, that's all the secrets it is there. I really don't feel like anybody else understood saving. It made me look good, but there's no secret to it really.
Well, the biggest thing I've got, and maybe you can teach me something here, but everybody seemed to be fighting for the bottom, especially at the initial race start. But I just noticed, it seemed like to me, and maybe I'm wrong, if I am, you correct me, but from what I remember, it was almost like immediately you just gave up the bottom lane and immediately went right to the second and half lane and just started riding. Now, the question that I have for you, if that is the case, and if my memory is correct, I've always heard that once you get out of the rubber that's being laid down in the race and practice or whatnot, that it really starts to grind on your right side tires. But that just didn't seem to be the case with you. So correct me where I'm wrong there, if you don't mind, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as real life. It really just matters on the track surface. Like, you go to a place like Martinsville in real life, it almost gets to a point where sometimes it gets too rubbered up that you have to get out of the rubber to get grip. Not necessarily saying this was a track like that, but this track is so abrasive and bad on tires to where your straight exit off is going to give you so much more speed than coming off on the bottom. The way these tires wore, everybody running the bottom, I mean, they were basically having to stop their car to where I was able to have, 5-6 miles per hour more roll speed in the center. Not only is that getting less pressure off my right front by not cutting it, so sharp, but it's also saving my right rear because I'm able to come off a lot straighter and make my straightaway a lot longer. So I really feel like USA here it feels like I was racing a late model in real life. These ARCA cars really feel like late model stocks, which I have raced a lot in the Cars Tour. And this track alone just really feels like an actual race where there's not many tracks where you can save your tires and be good at the end. But I really just feel like at this track here, the real life experience kind of came in handy.
I got to agree with you, man. And I just learned something, so I'm definitely going to file that away. Because I've always been so doggone apprehensive to get up out of the rubber, especially early on in the race, because I just felt like it's chewing away at my tires, and maybe it's just where I don't have enough patience to kind of stick with it and let the long run do its thing. But speaking of long runs, I mean, man, you went a pretty doggone long while without pitting. I mean, is that something that you were anticipating? You kind of figure with the competition you got around here, you're kind of expecting these things to go long. In other words, the first few cautions come out. As far as I could tell, you didn't even hesitate. You just stayed right out, never even tried to veer on into the pit road, take on more tires. I mean, was that your strategy coming into the race? Or once you got here, it's just like, hey, it's working out for me. I'm running up front. I'm just going to see how long it lasts.
Honestly, just that it was a thing I learned during the race. I mean, I think about after lap 3, I really decided my strategy just because the way first and second were just really pushing it. I just knew by the end of the race they weren't going to have anything. And especially like we had a caution on lap 30, and I saw people already pitting, and I just knew people are already burning up their stuff. So
Yeah.
in the back of my head, I was telling Wyatt Blair, my teammate, I'm like, we have 3 sets of tires here, but I don't even think we use 2. And, a lot of people did use all 3 sets of tires, but even if we were to have a caution there at the end later, we still had 2 sets of tires left. So either way, I think how the end would have gone, we would have been really good and still finished up front. But I really just made it my game plan as I went on.
Well, I tell you what, as the race went on, Jonathan, I'm going to be honest with you, man, as more and more cars started going down a lap or more, I was sort of hoping to be able to see a caution come out, because I wanted to see you have to pit one more time. But I think I already know what the outcome would be, man. You were already so doggone fast on these older tires that if you had come in and pitted, it's just kind of like taking the leader and sticking, making him have to start in the back or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it would have been interesting, but dude, I don't know how to put it. I mean, I think honestly, your victory margin here in seconds anyway was probably a little bit larger than what it was a majority of the night. But man, if you were really planning on for a long run, you certainly got your wish here, man.
Yeah, definitely. Just worked out good, to where I didn't burn them up, and it paid off in the end.
Gotcha, man. Well, look, not trying to steal you or anything, but by all means, man, you and White check out Leadfoot Racing League. We're getting ready to start up another late model tour going on here.
Yeah.
And Cameron runs with us. Braden Hunsicker runs with us. CJ Erdman runs with us. And yeah, man, we need to bring some more heat over there. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to be a part of that. Short track racing and late models is my favorite on iRacing. So.
Hey.
I'll definitely. I'd love to come over.
Absolutely, man. You look us up, Leadfoot Racing League, there on Discord. Matter of fact, got a link in this broadcast right here. But anyway, I digress here, Jonathan. By all means, man, I don't know who taught you how to race, or if it's self-taught, whatever it is, whoever you need to give a shout-out to, give them a shout-out. I may look them up myself and try to get some pointers here, man. But anyway, thank anybody that you need to, buddy.
Yeah, I just want to thank Wyatt Miller Motorsports for entering me in this race and showing me this league. And again, Wyatt Blair, it was fun helping him and having a teammate to talk to about strategy. And thank you to you. I appreciate you, broadcasting this, and everybody at iCAR. It was a fun race, and looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely, man. We're headed to Richmond. Got any experience in the ARCA car at Richmond next week?
I don't, but I have a lot of experience there in the truck on iRacing, so I think we'll be just fine.
I totally agree with you, my man. Well, look forward to seeing you there, though, man. And once again, congratulations, Jonathan. Go out there and celebrate. You're not on the West Coast. You're out in Ohio. I'll be sending out a little form for everyone to fill out, because I would love to be able to put down everyone's hometown and state, things like that for our YouTube viewers from these upcoming races here. But anyway, like I said, man, yeah, you're getting ready to have to hit the sack like me. We're on the East Coast. EST, man. Anyway, congratulations, Jonathan. Hope you look us up there for Leadfoot Racing League, man. Love to have you, buddy.
Yeah, I'd love to join, and I appreciate the broadcast.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Well, there you go, folks. That was one heck of a doggone race. I mean, it's pretty unusual you get this many guys together. We had 15 entries tonight, but all of these guys were pretty doggone stellar, man. You just don't see a lot of, carnage or anything like that going on. We did have a few incidents, but the ones that we had were pretty much what I would classify as race incidents, and that's just where guys are going at it. You're going to have that Much rather have that than just senseless incidents. And so I hope everyone that watches tonight enjoyed it as much as I do. Like I said, this is kind of what I grew up on. Love to watch short track racing. Gotta love these ARCA cars here. I think want to give a shout out to Cameron Chandler and anybody else who's helped putting together this league. I'm not sure how long they've been working on it, but it kind of came together for me pretty doggone quickly here. I was tickled to death to be able to broadcast this. Always loved this short track racing, man. Just such a doggone blast. This is what I pay money to go see on the weekends. That's how much I love it. So anyway, would like to thank a few of our sponsors if I can. Want to thank iCAR for putting this league on, the iCAR Pro Series. Firestone Painting and Eastern Technical Design happen to be owned by yours truly. LB Sim Shots. Be sure to look up these sponsors. And of course, Leadfoot TV. You know, anything that anybody can do to just give us support, like, subscribe, that sort of thing. It kind of helps us out and kind of keeps this little broadcast network going here, man. And we hope to be able to bring you short track racing from coast to coast. I'm not exactly sure how many short tracks they got out west, I'll be honest with you. But anyway, we want to bring it to you if they got them. And not to mention the fact we do also broadcast for Ross Dalton Racing, Forward Wide Motorsports, Golden Racing, and the NSRLA Cup, SoarDogg Cup Series. So by all means, pretty much whatever you're into, sometime during the week, we got a broadcast going on and hope that you would enjoy what we do. Unfortunately, it probably shows I'm not a professional, but I do try to express the fun that I'm having watching as if I'm sitting on a couch watching it. And I hope that all our viewers feel the same way. Hopefully I can feel like someone sitting next to your virtual couch and we're just sitting there watching a race. That's why I always shoot for week in, week out. Had an absolute blast. Cannot wait to catch y'all back here next week for Richmond. Again, this was the USA 200 iCar Pro Series at USA, and we will catch y'all next week at Richmond. Y'all stay tuned right here on Leadfoot TV. Catch us next week. Look out for any kind of links or whatnot you might find. And anyway, I'm out of gas. I'll see y'all next week.